the red plate. He has amassed 222 points so far. Justin Cooper into the number 2 spot with 204. And Dylan Ferrandis moves into the number 3 spot with 187 points at the conclusion of today. We'd like to start the press conference off. First question goes to Justin Cooper. Justin, take us through a little bit today of the heat, the track, and what it's like to get that first overall win out of the way.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually lived back here in 2016 training for Loretta's, so me and the owner know each other well, and kind of familiar with the track. Obviously, I've been away from it from a while now, but it was cool. It was a cool experience to link up with the owner after this, and he kind of was just as pumped as I was to get the win. So really cool to do it here, and it was definitely hard for everyone today. It was everyone was struggling with the heat. There's no doubt about that, and just it was important to stay hydrated and replenish yourself in between motos, and I think more importantly, conserve yourself a little bit for that second moto, because if you obviously what happened with Chase is no good. You can't. You couldn't exert yourself that much in the first moto and leave yourself with nothing for the second one, I thought.
Adam Cianciarulo, 4 overall wins in a row, and today, even on what would be a tough day, you still end up on the podium. I think that has to be a testament to how you're handling this championship run.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's hard to kind of accept a third place when you've had a few good races in a row. Obviously, a great start to the season for me, but I felt pretty off all day, honestly. I think I was just talking to Dylan a little bit. I think I maybe trained a little bit too hard this week. We are from Florida and we get to ride in this heat, but you can kind of burn yourself out a little bit. You don't recover the same riding this stuff every day. So if I had to, point at something exactly, I would say maybe I did a little bit too much there, but can't take anything away from these guys. I mean, they were ripping. They crushed me that second moto, and I'm just stoked that I was able to kind of manage the day, especially after the first moto. My start was terrible, and even the second moto, the start wasn't too good either. And I just kind of wasted some energy in the beginning of the first moto too, and just kind of was struggling. But overall, happy to come out with a third. Like you said, nothing to complain about.
Dylan Ferrandis, Moto 1, not quite the start you were hoping for. What was that first moto like, knowing you had to come through more than half of the pack?
Yeah, Moto 1 really bad start outside of top 15, so sure was tough to really push to come from the back, and used a lot of energy, and was difficult to finish 4, and second moto this good start really helped me, and that's what I miss this season is really a good start every moto. I'm struggling a little bit with that. We obviously made improvement today with the team and myself on the second start, but it's something that I'm struggling a lot, and that's cost me a lot of points and a lot of energy. But I'm happy to finish this second moto. Was one of the hardest of the season, and I won it, so pretty proud of that. And we see now next week. South week we're looking for this race and try to be on top of the podium now.
Like, here, your wheels.
Wheels with Racetracks. Hey, Adam and Justin, you can answer too. Can you kind of talk a little bit about the differences between training and living in these temperature conditions versus actually racing in it? Like whenever you're in the heat of battle versus just doing your training motos?
Yeah, I mean, I think Justin may be more fit to answer that question because you said you train here, so you take it.
I'm not from here, so I'm from SoCal. But me and my teammates, we train hard and push each other during the week, so we kind of are racing during the week, to be honest. And I think it's good for us. Kind of keeps us in that race pace, so we're ready for it on the weekend. But it's always different. You got the nerves coming into the races. That always helps. I think my heart rate was like 140, 150 on the line for both motos. So it's already up before you even drop the gate, and it just there's points on the line at that point. So that's where kind of the difference is, and it's definitely more pressure, I would say.
And I think too, going back to your point about the heat, I find that it doesn't matter really where you're from or where you're training. I think some people are good in the heat and some people aren't. I mean, you see guys come over from, I mean, Hunter Lawrence was on my butt that whole time, the second one, and I know he's from Australia, but he was in Europe for a while, and I think it all depends on the guy, and you know, just how you are. I don't think it's necessarily, you know, if you were training in Alaska, Ben LeMay style, you know, you might have a little bit more problems coming here, but no, I think it just depends on the guy.
This question is for Dylan. Dylan, I saw you a couple of races ago, and you've been putting in solid performances and results. But at one race, it looked like you were very disappointed at the end of the day with your results. You feel now this is really where you should be winning motos.
Yeah, for sure. The thing is that every moto I come from behind and push pretty hard and finish the moto close to top 3. So, but every time I lose too much time at the beginning of the moto, and today at the second moto, just get a good start, and I show what I can do when I get a good start when I'm in front early. So, yeah, just have to improve my start, and yeah, I mean, I always fight till the end. You know, there is many points to catch every race, and that's what I try to do. And when I can fight for the win, I do. So. Yeah, just need to improve on the start and just be more consistent.
Dark Side from Moto X Show. Adam, 4 overalls in a row up into this race. Was that something that you even cared about? I mean, does that matter to you?
I mean, yeah, it matters. I mean, every national, you know, it's hard to win a national, you know, especially racing these guys. I mean, it's tough. We all want to win, and everybody's gunning for the same thing. So, yeah, it matters, but at the same time, it's like you can, I would say in the past, kind of before this year, I would say I kind of struggled putting a good weekend behind me in a sense of, you know, like I'll take it back to my first win at Budds Creek in 2017. Like I felt like I was pretty elated, pretty stoked on that for a week or two, you know, and it's hard to kind of get back into the swing of things, you know, but I think I've come to expect a little bit more of myself, and I think this has to do with my preparation and the confidence that I have in myself. So I'm able to put the good weekends kind of, you know, enjoy them for a second and then put them away and go after the next one. And I think it's the same thing when I have a bad race, you know, even in Supercross and all that stuff. It's like you have a bad race or you don't have the day you want, and you kind of just got to learn from it and move on and come out swinging the next weekend because we got 6 days and we're right back at it.
That'd be the vital next. Justin, you've been waiting on that first win, so talk about that a little bit. Does it feel good to get that one checked off? Yeah, it's a big weight off my shoulders. To be honest, I kind of knew it was in the back of my head, like towards the end of the moto, but then I started getting the pit board, and it was pretty overwhelming. I couldn't really ride, honestly. I was just thinking about it way too much, so getting a little delirious out there with the heat anyway. So definitely a really tough day, and just man, I was pushing so hard for that second moto. I was trying to win it, but Dylan was keeping me honest the whole moto, and was able to get around me. Just felt good that moto. I felt comfortable on the bike. Felt like we made some good changes in between motos, and just was flowing like the way I wanted to. So yeah, it was good to bounce back after a less than stellar weekend last weekend. It's hard when you have downs after ups, and to come back and rebound is important. And man, I had so much pressure on myself today to just like get back on the podium and where I want to be, because I mean. I got 9th last weekend. I didn't even know what to do with myself after that. I was pretty bummed, and to come back, and it's crazy how it works. Just come back and win. And I mean, I can't describe the feeling. It's amazing. Been looking for this for a couple of years now, and to finally get it done is huge for me.
Any other questions from the media? Gentlemen, you had a pretty big day. Congratulations on landing on the podium. We can't wait to see y'all in Southwick next week.